All right, so the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development is very, very keen at hearing from you. If you have any challenges, the Honorable Commissioner and, of course, the Special Advisor, they are doing everything just to ensure that the planning permit approvals in Lagos State can be seamless. They are also doing everything to ensure that building approvals can be gotten at the very, very right time. But if you are having challenges, they provided some numbers that you can contact them just to ensure that things are done accordingly. So the very first number is 070-3065-3241. That's 070-3065-3241. And the second number is 080-3469-8264. 080-3469-8264. That 8264 080-3469-8264. Or you can send a mail to physicalplanning@lagostate.gov.ng. physicalplanning@lagostate.gov.ng. All right, so today we're expanding the horizon for district officers in Lagos State, Lagos Island East on the radar, and we're bringing them right away to the radar this morning. Joining me in the studios, Town Planner Olusi Fatimat Yeside is Assistant Director and, of course, Town Planning Services with LASPPPA, that's Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. She is also the District Officer for Lagos Island. Madam, it's nice to have you in the building. Good morning.
Nice to be here too. Good morning, sir.
And how are you doing?
Doing great.
How was your journey here?
Fine, lovely.
Okay, so
traffic free.
Yeah, traffic free, right?
Yes.
Which part of town are you coming in from?
VI.
Victoria Island.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So it's really, really traffic free. You're driving against the flow of traffic, by the way.
Yes.
All right. She's been joined by Bldr Sunmonu Rafiu Adeleye. He's Assistant Chief Building Officer with LASBCA, that's Lagos State Building Control Agency. He is also the District Head of Lagos Island East. Nice to have you in the building, Bldr Rafiu.
Thank you for having me, sir.
How are you doing?
Very well.
It's your first time of being on the program, right?
Yeah, this is my first time.
All right, so it's nice to have you around.
All right, thank you.
So let's begin our conversation this morning by checking up on, that particular corridor, Lagos Island East. I know that sometime last year we had a kind of feature on that particular locality. Yes, so let's dwell back on that, Town Planner Olusi. Yes, how would you describe Lagos Island East in terms of the environment? Is it already built up or is it a developing area?
Fully built.
Fully built?
Yes, fully built.
That should be one of the oldest districts in Lagos.
In Lagos Island, and highly commercial area.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can tell me now that for sure, out of 100%,
Lagos Island is like 99% built up. We don't see vacant sites. We only redevelop.
Okay, that's what you have there.
Yes.
All right. It's the same thing for you, Bldr?
Yeah,
Rafiu?
definitely is. It's fully built up.
Okay.
No single land, vacant land.
Is Lagos Island big? Town Planner Olusi?
Yes, relatively. Not too large, but relatively.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of the ratio now, is it commercial buildings, privately built
mixed use? Commercial, more of it. Let's say like 80% commercial, and the mixed use residential, commercial, and other land uses mixed up.
Okay, so
yes,
that's what you find there.
Yes.
Anyway, there's no way one will mention Lagos Island and
you will mention
commerce. Yes, commerce comes to play,
yes,
and I'm sure you'll be mentioning some
business up of Lagos State as a whole.
Right.
Yes.
So, in terms of compliance with the building code, building rules and regulations, Bldr Rafiu, what have you seen? What's your assessment?
Well, Lagos Island is a very peculiar place. But right now, there's so much sensitization going on, and compared to before, there's so much response to compliance.
So they're getting better?
Yes.
All right. From the town planner's perspective, Town Planner Olusi, what's your assessment?
They are relatively coming up. Unlike years before, they don't really comply. But now, with the awareness and sensitization going on at every phase, by the government, the people are turning up. The landowners, the property owners are really turning up. They want to get their documentation done.
Okay.
They want to get their papers. Even during the amnesty, there was a big turn up from the individuals that don't have approvals on their buildings. They want to get their documents done. They want to have approval for their buildings.
Okay, so let's look at the areas that we're talking about now. For those who might not know, those who are listening to us now, they're talking about Lagos Island. So what areas?
Lagos Island is covered in the southwest. We share boundary with Ikoyi, Third Mainland.
Okay.
In the southeast, we share boundary Obalende under bridge. In the northwest, we share boundary with Butemeta going through the Third Mainland bridge, and in the southeast we share boundary with Apapa, the outer marina, Victoria Island. We share boundaries through the waterways.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Bldr Sunmonu, which communities will we find inside Lagos Island?
We have Lafiaji, Ekpetedo, Isalagogon, Isaleko.
Okay.
Yeah, and so on.
What of areas like Idumagbo?
Yes, it's also Idumagbo.
They are part of it, right?
Yes.
Hospital Road, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Broad Street, Marina, Outer Marina.
Okay. All those corridors they are all part of it.
They are all part of it.
Yes.
Akpogbon, down to Akpogbon under bridge.
So let's come to the buildings that we have there. Since they're already built up, some have said most of the buildings in those areas they're so old, and some of them should have been brought down. I mean, let's look at areas like Butemeta. Some years back, we had recurring incidents of building collapse in those areas. Town Planner Olusi, how is it now? What are the state of those buildings in those areas?
Some buildings are old, but some are old, but they are strong. They are still standing. Okay. Their stability is still.
It's still very there.
Yes, it's still very there. But the old ones, some are redeveloping, some are bringing down. They are old ones, and they want to.
And they are renovating.
They are rebuilding.
Okay.
They are not renovating. Some are renovating. Once their stability is okay, we tell them to do the NDT, non-destructive test.
Right.
And once it's okay, they pass. The engineer certify them,
and then they
can renovate.
Bldr Sunmonu, talk to me. You guys go out there to monitor all of these things. So, what are the state of things? I mean, places like Idumagbo, places like Ibutemeta, for instance. Can you say for sure that you guys have gone there and you can certify that the buildings there are still fit?
Yeah, we go around on monitoring activities, and most of the buildings during monitoring, we identify some distress signs on those structures, which we always subject them to NDT tests, that they should go to Lagos State Material Testing Laboratory to carry out the structural integrity of that building. So that will determine if the building can be renovated, right, or it should be pulled down immediately.
Is there a way you guys have you done some kind of auditing for those buildings to say, well, these buildings are okay,
yeah,
these ones cannot?
We do it on a regular basis.
Okay.
We have a list of buildings all around, and we are still capturing them on daily basis. So that's what we do. Yeah.
Let's talk about your direct responsibilities now in those particular localities that we just mentioned. Town Planner Sunmonu, Town Planner Olusi, what are your direct responsibilities as a district officer for Lagos Island?
That all buildings, even the old ones, we still serve them. They come for documentation. The new ones that pull down their buildings, we stay with them from before they pull down the buildings. They come for documentation for approval. Every stage we see their drawing. Once their drawing is okay, we give them assessment. We chart their survey to know that what the use they want to put the house into, the new structures they want to erect. We ensure that the use they are giving us as drawing is what is being the area is being marked for.
Right.
So we ensure that once we give them assessment, they submit all their documents and give them registration number. We follow up with their process of approval before they can commence construction.
So, but you issue the planning permits, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about the different kinds of permits that you issue. Bldr Sunmonu, what's your direct responsibility in Lagos Island?
Well, we can categorize the process into three. Number one is what LASBCA does before construction. That is pre-construction stage. At this stage, our engineers, architects screened the drawings and confirmed that they are okay, which they send back to LASPPPA for continuation of development process. Then we also issue authorization letter at that point. Authorization letter, the building owner or developer must write to us letter of intention to commence construction, which must accompany with some documents such as the approved architectural drawing, structural drawing, the permit granted by LASPPPA, builder's document. So at this point, we go to site to inspect if that place, the site is still vacant or it's already built before we issue authorization letter. Then the other is construction stage. Well, that is when we do stage inspection and certification.
All right.
We go around on invitation by the building owner or developer. We go to site to check what they have done based on the conformity and the already screened and approved drawings. The developer must have had his own consultant on site, which must have signed the compliance form before we get there.
So the document that indicates that I can build or I can start work on my property is known as the planning permit.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So how many types of permits do you guys have under LASPPPA?
We have the renovation permit, we have the fencing permit, we have the as-built permit, redevelopment permit, and we have the full. There is the one that building approval, which that is categorized into two. We have the provisional permit and we have the full permit. The provisional permit is when you are submitting your document with a deed of assignment. Pending while you do your governor's consent or your C of O, now we submit so that will give you the full permit. While the full permit is when you submit with your registered title documents from the beginning of the process.
So if I buy a piece of property right now, or a piece of land, as the case may be, if it's vacant, I buy it. If I go ahead, if I fence before I come to you for approval of planning permit,
you have contravened. You have to allow us know that yes, you are now the new owner by giving us your survey and means of identification.
So I have to bring that to you first.
Yes, and the title document given to you by your seller that you both have reached an agreement for you to claim ownership of the land. So we now assess you for fencing permit. Then we grant you the fencing permit. You can now fence and take possession of your land.
Do you come across that quite often in Lagos Island, or people comply? They come to you first before they go ahead.
They do come. Some come, but
not all.
Yes.
Okay.
So those that don't come, will serve them for contraventions. For them to comply.
Right.
Some people said they were not aware that they are supposed to come and submit for fencing.
Right.
It's their property. They can just enlighten them that no, we go through this process. This is the process of getting things done.
Right. All right. So for those who are very old tenants, because Lagos Island, like you said, is one of the most advanced in terms of built areas that you talked about. So we're likely going to be having buildings that are standing, let's say 100 years, 80 years, 70 years. And these are properties that have been handed down from family to family. And that might be an issue for you, especially for LASBCA. You guys are the ones that go around to enforce. Talk to me. So how do you relate with those kind of stakeholders?
Well, as I said earlier, we go around to check the status of the building by looking at the signs, the distress signs, such as spoiling, cracks on the building. If the building is that old and it doesn't exhibit any sign of distress, there is no point checking. But if there are signs of distress, we'll solve them and tell them to go to Lagos State material testing for the status so that they can know the structural stability of that building. And that's what we do on a daily basis. All
right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're expanding the horizon for district officers in Lagos State using Lagos Island East as a recipe. They are the ones on the radar this morning. And I have Town Planner Olusi Fatimat Yeside. She's Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPPPA, and of course the District Head of Lagos Island. Same for Bldr Sunmonu Rafiu Adeleye, who is Assistant Chief Building Officer with LASBCA, and of course the District Head of Lagos Island. We're going to take a short break right now. When we return, it'll be time to expand the scope beyond the studios to have your input as well. And you can do that using the numbers 091-5387-7127. That's 091-5387-7127 and 08099-120777. A brief break. We'll be back.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permits and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Àjùmọ̀ṣe Announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Still build right. And this morning we are expanding the horizon for buildings and looking at planning permit approvals all within the Lagos Island East corridor. So if you want to join the conversation, feel free to do so. We're still tracking that breakdown of a container leading truck at Oba Akran intersection. That's Oba Akran intersection inwards Agege Guinness to be precise. It's opposite Wema Bank. That's receiving attention. And then we have a lone accident involving an Islander SUV that's slid off the road. That's at Olusi Mile 2. And the tow vehicle, I understand, is already contacted. Let me see the latest update. Ekpe corridor things are looking pretty cool within those areas at this time. All right, then. So if you want to join the conversation, feel free. 09153 877127. All right. So let's talk about the other kinds of permits which you mentioned, Town Planner Olusi. Renovation, right?
Yes, sir.
And which other one? Fencing?
Fencing.
So let's
redevelopment permit.
Redevelopment.
There is the as-built permit.
Right. What's the difference really? Let's talk about that. Redevelopment, for instance.
Redevelopment is when you have initially have an existing building and you are bringing it down to redevelop it.
Oh.
Yes. You know, it's not a vacant land. It's not that you got it vacant. There was an existing building and you want to redevelop the land. So you submit, you bring down the existing one and you submit your new design with charts to ensure that the use you want to put it to is still what is approvable for that area.
Right.
Yes.
So what about renovation?
Renovation is when you have an existing building. After they must have passed the NDT done by material testing, you now want to maybe break some walls, some pillars, change some things, repartitioning of the building.
Okay.
Now
that's renovation.
Yes.
Is it the same thing as remodeling?
Remodeling is extensively more than the renovation.
Okay.
The renovation might just be windows, doors.
Okay.
Yes.
Like what we're doing here.
Yes, but when you break down, when you break down pillars, you are cutting down the exterior, redeveloping, bringing down most of the inner pillars.
Right.
And you are reconstructing it.
Okay, so if I'm just changing tiles in my house, do I need a permit for that? If I just go,
it's just a minor renovation.
So I don't need one.
You don't need.
Okay, all right. 08099.
Once you are not breaking any pillar, and we are not removing any windows. You are not removing any doors. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can take some calls right now. 09153877127. Hello there. Okay, we lost that one. 09153877127. Questions are coming in here for you. This one says, how do you balance development and preserving the cultural look of Lagos Island? Okay, he didn't put a name. Said, how do you balance development and preserving the cultural look of Lagos Island?
From recent times, there has been a memo that even all ruling houses that are being redeveloped or being rebuilt must be in the form of a palace.
Okay.
You should not be in any mixed use. It should be in state
Right.
design. The design must be in state of a palace.
Okay,
It
so
must
that
maintain this original status of being a palace. It's not that you put shops around, you do no.
okay. So there must be some kind of orderliness and tidiness.
Around it.
All right.
Yes.
Another question here says, "Good morning, Victor and the district officers. Please, how do you handle situations where people start building without proper approvals?" Ismail is sending that one in. Let me take that to Bldr Sunmonu. How do you handle that?
Well, such building is categorized as illegal structures. So we're going to serve the building contravention and compel the owner to go to LASPPPA to regularize. And definitely there will be a penalty.
And
yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So for you that go around to do enforcement, do we have because the new trend right now is you have developers everywhere. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
developers
very
here and
correct.
there.
Very correct.
So in Lagos Island, do you have developers there?
Very.
In fact, they have an
mostly-
association called Aredos. So they are there.
Mostly
Yeah.
buildings.
Association of Residents Developers.
Yes.
Mostly buildings done in Lagos Island have been constructed by developers.
So what kind of relationship do you have with them? Because what we have seen is that developers, they come, they want to modify buildings, they want to get more space or perhaps limit the space as the case may be. So we have a 3-bedroom flat or a duplex as the case may be. They will tell you they can convert it and make it a 6-bed and all of that. So how do you guys handle that? Because at the end of the day, habitation now becomes a problem because a room that's supposed to take a full bed or perhaps 2 beds has now been turned down to just one mini room where it can hardly occupy any space. So what do you guys do to regulate that?
When they come for submission and they want to can they do contrary to what is being submitted, we enlighten them of the implication that once you get an approval and you want to build contrary to what you have, then your approval becomes null and void. That if the LASBCA officials get to you, you'll be penalized and probably your building might even be brought down because you have built contrary to your approval, which does not stand anymore.
All right, so
Yes.
I think my concern has been echoed by this person. This one says, "Good morning. As a resident of Obalinde, I've noticed many new buildings being developed in our area. How do you work with these developers to ensure Lagos Island remains safe?" Mr. Jubril is sending this one in. Thank you so much, Mr. Jubril. All right, Bldr Sunmonu, what's your response to that?
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. As I said, we always have stakeholders engagement with all these developers all over Lagos, including the one at Lagos Island. So we always sensitize them on what to do. Anybody going contrary this, you penalize or the building will be demolished. So that's what we do. It's sensitization, and we are working together. We always talk to them.
All right, Tampan Olusi, how long does it take to get a planning permit?
Once you have all your drawings, now it has been streamlined. Before you come for submission, you must have cleared your drawing. Once we start your survey and we tell you this is what you can design, the permissible, and you do your drawings, we make sure you go to the respective professional department and you clear all your drawings, you pay your assessment, then you can submit. Once you submit, in 10 days your approval will be ready.
Just like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, but if any of this is not provided, one cannot get it.
You can't submit.
All right. 08099120777 09153877127. This one says, "Hello, I am Babs. Please, where is the district office in Lagos Island is located? And how long does it take to get a building plan approved?" It says also, it says, and also, can it be done online? Okay, thank you so much for this one, Babs. All right, go ahead.
Yes, we have our district office at the Lagos City Center, Simpson by Takba, coming in from Sura Shopping Mall. We are directly opposite that road coming in from Sura. That's where the city center is.
Okay.
So once you get to our office, we'll tell you the process. You can also do your planning, permit online.
All right. Okay,
Yes.
they can do that.
Yes, online.
Oh, that
through
sounds-
the website.
that sounds pretty nice.
The LASPPPA website.
Right. So areas like Balogun Market and all those places, do they fall under you too?
Yes, sir.
They do.
Yes, sir.
So how do you guys regulate building approvals in those areas too? I mean,
Those-
it appears those places have been taken over by shops and everything.
Those areas are in the new model city plan. Those areas have been marked. The model city plan is still under review.
Okay.
So those areas are part of the CBDs, Central
Okay.
Business District. So they've been marked for strictly commercial
Areas.
Yes. So, but we ensure that all buildings being erect with strict monitoring that they submit for approval.
Let's begin to round this all up right now. So, Bldr Sunmonu, what's your message to our listeners as it relates to building right and ensuring that they adhere to the rules?
Well, my message to the public is they should endeavor to obtain their letter of authorization before commencement of any work, and they must invite LASBCA for stage inspection. Then at the end of the day, they must apply for their certificate of completion and fitness to habitation.
All
They
right.
must also engage professionals during construction. No quack.
All right, madam, what's your parting thoughts?
I'll indulge all Lagosians, especially people of Lagos Island. To build right, you must get an approval, and to get an approval, you must follow the process.
Right.
Please do follow the process.
We'll leave it at that for now. It's nice having both of you in the studios. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, sir.
One of these
It's a
days, I'll
privilege being here.
come on an excursion to Lagos
You're
Island
welcome.
to find out how you guys are doing
We'll be
things
glad to-
there.
You're
we'll be
welcome.
glad to.
You're
All right, then. So we've been expanding the horizon for district officers in Lagos. Lagos Island is on the radar. And joining us on the program this morning, Town Planner Fatimat Yeside Olusi, who is Assistant Director, Town Planning Services with LASPPPA, and of course the District Officer for Lagos Island. Also in the building as well, I've been able to host Bldr Rafiu Adeleye Sunmonu, who is Assistant Chief Building Officer with LASBCA, that's the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and the District Head of Lagos Island. We have to go. The program this morning has been produced by Mike James. I say a very, very big thank you to Akinsoya Adetola, who is the Chief Public Affairs Officer for the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. Ademuyiwa Adu is also here in the building, providing lots of support. He is also the Director of Public Affairs for LASBCA, that's the Lagos State Building Control Agency. We have to go. You can always connect with MPPUD, like we said, and you can reach them from time to time. If you have any issues, you can go to the office and they'll be there to reach out to you. 080-3469-8264. That's the number. 080-3469-8264. My name is Victor Terry. Have a splendid day. Bye.